Hey, thanks for joining me. It's March the 3rd, and welcome to the Cubbears Fan Report. I got a chance this morning to watch Jim Miller on the Chicago Sports Network and the Chicago Bears podcast, and he made some really good points, so I got to give him credit for that because it's his ideas, not necessarily mine. Some people are suggesting that the Bears don't have to make a choice between Justin Fields and drafting a quarterback because that's a lot of times when it works out. It's when a quarterback is drafted number one behind the starter, like Patrick Mahomes was drafted behind the starter Alex Smith, who did eventually get traded away, but it gave Patrick Mahomes a year to sit back and learn the game under one of the best offensive minds in football. Same thing was done with Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers, who was drafted in the 26th pick or the 24th pick behind Brett Favre. And that's worked out pretty good. The Packers got a great quarterback plan. They draft while they still have a pro, probably a Hall of Famer starting. And then there's no pressure on that first round pick. The Bears had that plan also. When they drafted Mitch Trubisky, they were planning to start Mike Glennon, but he didn't work out real well. When the Bears drafted Justin Fields first in the first round, he wasn't drafted first, he was drafted 11th. Andy Dalton was the planned starter, and it only worked out because of injuries to Andy Dalton that Justin Fields was forced into action. San Diego did it when they got Philip Rivers. They were starting Drew Brees, and basically Drew Brees eventually got hurt, and Philip Rivers had to start. And in New York, when they got Eli Manning, they had Kurt Warner starting also, and Eli Manning eventually got into action. So those are options as well. There's a lot of quarterback options. A lot of people think the first 5 picks could be quarterback in this coming draft. But the Bears could sit back and get somebody like J.J. McCarthy, who can be an understudy to Justin Fields, and wait his turn. So they don't have to make that decision right away. And if the Bears trade back and get a later pick, they can still get Marvin Harrison and still get a quarterback who can learn under Justin Fields. So it doesn't necessarily have to be an either-or proposition. Now let's talk about the Cubs. The Cubs lost yesterday 10-6 to the Dodgers. Shota Imanaga was the starter. He struck out 5, but he did give up a big 3-run home run and took the loss in that game. A few players of note: Owen Caissie was 1 for 3 yesterday. It's amazing you can go 1 for 3 and your average drops 80 points. He's now batting .571. We're going to be watching him throughout the spring. Another guy I want to talk about is Luis Vasquez, who plays shortstop, and he's batting .364 and has 4 RBIs already this season. So we're keeping an eye on him as well. This should be a very interesting spring. Today, the Cubs are going up against Cleveland in a World Series rematch. They'll start Hendricks against Allen. This is a chance for Hendricks, who started Game 7 of that World Series. And another guy is Carl Edwards Jr., who pitched good yesterday. He closed the World Series out for the Cubs. And he's making a comeback now after falling out of favor. And he looked good yesterday. He had good control. He had good stuff. He may be a setup man or a closer. So we'll see how that all works out. Thank you for joining me. If you like what you see, like and subscribe. If you don't care for what I have to say, leave a vicious comment. Prefer you leave it on YouTube or on Facebook, wherever you see the post. I appreciate your comments, even if I don't agree with them and you don't agree with me. I appreciate the fact that you're here watching, thinking, oh, I got to say this to him. I had people make some negative comments to me yesterday, and they were good comments. I don't always agree with what they say. They don't always agree with what I say, but that's cool. I appreciate you being here and participating. Have a great day. Hit the like and subscribe button and leave a vicious comment if you don't want to do either of those. Thank you.